Hi guys, how's it going? I thought I would talk as well about some of the engineering challenges that ZocDoc has. So for those of you that don't know, ZocDoc is the place where you can come, search for a doctor, read reviews, look at photos, and then book right online. Similar to OpenTable, you can see all the times they have available and click a time and book it. So our primary challenge when we started was how do we aggregate all these times for the doctors, and a lot of their systems look like that, right? And you go in there and you're like, does this thing have a RESTful API? Right, probably not. So so a lot of our work is reverse engineering, right? We take these systems, we look at the, the binary file storage formats. It's like staring at the matrix, right? This is a large portion of our engineering effort is going into making sure all these systems integrate to our system. So we create these integrations, and we integrate these systems, we pull the times up, and the times sit on our central servers, where the production system is hosted, so that when you search, you get all these times and they're all accurate. So, there's a lot of talk about integration and stuff. I think, one of the important things to do is just go in there and do it, right? How many developers do we have in this room again? Just most of you, right? So like, there's a lot to be said for just going in there and doing it, right? Just roll up your sleeves. We've been in business for 4 years, and part of my engineering resources the whole time has been devoted to just cranking out integrations of these systems. Now we have a large suite of these, and it all functions, it all integrates, and we aggregate all the data in one place. So another challenge we have is the social engineering aspect of it. Here's a receptionist. For those of you that are building businesses that cater to doctors' offices, as Matt knows, these guys can make or break your business, right? You go and make a decision with the doctor. This person's not on board. Like you're done. So you really need to make sure. So what does that mean for ZocDoc? In our system, that means just don't get in their way, right? Like don't interrupt their workflow. Make sure ZocDoc works like lights out with them, right? The appointments, like they don't have to manage anything. People make appointments on ZocDoc. They go seamlessly in. The times come seamlessly out. And so basically it's like a lights out operation for this person who doesn't have to then worry about, here's another system that I have to tangle with. So that leads to its own set of challenges, right? Like there's Post-its, right? If the doctor goes on vacation on Monday, what do? They put a Post-it on their screen saying like, don't book, Dr. X on Monday. But in the system, Monday's still available, right? So it comes up to ZocDoc, and we have that whole day available. So we have to write our own algorithms, right, to do like just basically, simple statistical analysis about, well, do they normally have stuff on Monday, right? And well, why is this Monday open, right? We recently had Martin Luther King Day, and that was a big test for our algorithms to be able to shut down all the people that, despite their system saying they were open on that Monday, they weren't actually open on that Monday. And so, a large aspect of this is getting the social engineering right. And lastly, but I think this is the most important, is user experience, right? We've gone through many iterations of the homepage. We went through many even before we went live. Just getting right in the face of customers, potential users, potential patients, and just plopping down the website in front of them and saying, what is this? What does the site do? Right? We continue to do it. I do it myself, even though we have a large team now. And really keeping your finger on the pulse of this. So if to those of you that are starting your own company right now, if you have a working prototype and you haven't just gone to Starbucks and just asked 10 people, what does it do? You're doing it wrong, right? You need to get in there. You need to find, no amount of A/B testing will find, right? When we first started, we had a homepage, and we just went to, we went to Starbucks, just sat down in front of people and said, what is this? And they're like, oh, it's a hospital website. Right, like facepalm, right? Like you have to go back and iterate and go back and iterate, and no amount of A/B testing will tell you that if a user leaves, it's because they thought it was a hospital, right? And so just go and get in their face and do it. Another story is it used to say 1, 2, 3 across like the bottom half, and it said like 1, search for a doctor, 2, book a doctor, 3, see the doctor. And what people would do is they would fill out the form, and then they would click like the #1 search, right? Like they would click the bullet, and it wasn't underlined. It didn't look like a button. right? But they would just skip right over the big orange button and click like just a piece of text that just said search, right? Nothing would happen, and they'd be like, your website doesn't work, right? And so, and we kept trying to like, make the hierarchy more clear, like make more separation, more layers, and we couldn't get to the point where nobody would click that search, right? Some percentage of people would always click that little search text. So what do? You make that search text like JavaScript submit the form, right? Like that's the answer, that's what it is, right? You can't, the days in which there was, a loser like L-U-S-E-R or like problem exists between keyboard and chair and all that stuff, right? That stuff needs to die. I mean, it is dead. And if you're not, right, catering to the novice user, you're missing users, right? Like if we had been like, haha, like those users, like, they're so dumb, we don't, that's the wrong answer, right? Because then we lose those people, right? And so what's the right answer? Make the search, it's just a piece of text, right? Just write JavaScript, just submit it. And that's the right answer. Now those people have a good experience and they love ZocDoc. So, this is the most important slide I would say is like really get in there, know your product, know how users use your product. If you're not, getting face-to-face with 10 users, at least 10 users every week, you need to do that. And that's what I got.